Tiny Frightened Animals. Cast of characters.
Tip. A little 9-year-old southern boy with a quiet imagination, not the sharpest crayon in the box, but he has a big heart. He plays the banjo, but not very well.
Daddy, Tip's father, McCooey. A big scary southern man with a short fuse. He wears a wife beater and an Auburn Tigers hat in which he occasionally stores peaches.
Mama, Tip's mother, Vidalia. A strong southern woman, loving and caring, but strong beyond measure. She appears as a tiger. The actress playing Mama also plays a nurse and a woman.
Lady Sumatra, Tip's teacher and aunt. A firm, strong southern woman with a big, mystical, effervescent heart.
Tigers, only Tip can see them until Daddy does. Time and place, the present, the sprawl, a river community along the banks of the polluted Chattahoochee River in South Georgia. Most of the action takes place in Daddy and Tip's shack and in Lady Sumatra's classroom. Daddy and Tip's shack is under a rusty metal footbridge that runs over a small part of the Chattahoochee. Near the shack, there's an old, torn-up, stained yellow mattress on the ground, along with a rusty bathtub. Lady Sumatra's classroom is part of her shack. The atmosphere is mystical, which matches most of her lessons. It's not your typical school. She should have a dilapidated projector or overhead to use for her class, along with the remains of a broken boat. All scenic items should be found items. The community has a penchant for repossessing things to suit their needs. Daddy becomes a tiger over the course of the play. This can take a number of forms, but it should not be dolled up or made pretty. His transformation should, like the set, come from what is around him. Orange clay, polluted water, his wife beater, etc. Silence. A hot, humid, dark silence. A feeling of endless space. Then thunder. A distant growling joined with sheets of rain grows thick in the air, louder, growing stronger as wind, leaves, water drown out all sounds, until, from the darkness, we see a figure appear. He speaks.
Listen.
Slowly, a soft light illuminates Tip, alone.
There's a storm coming. A big one. I know when it's going to be, because everything gets to be like stirring up a big old pot of Brunswick stew. The wind starts whipping and starts ripping the leaves off of them trees and starts them up into big circles. The orange and brown water in the river rises up and washes over the cracked red clay, and it churns up in big circles too. And all of a sudden, everything's stirring together in big circles and starts rising up into the air, spinning round and round and round till you can see him. The monster. Coming back again, this time. Last time he came, he took Mama away with him. He's coming back now, and he's coming to take all of us. Everything in the sprawl with him. That ain't the only storm out there, no, sir.
Somewhere in the storm, a heartbeat is heard pulsing.
Listen. I got a storm in me, too. Everybody's got a storm in them, but I got a big one. And it's not like Daddy's, and it's not like Lady Sumatra's, and it's not like Mama's was. We all got one, but it's all different. It's just a matter of time before the storm in me gets big and angry and loses an eye and gets strong and fierce and whips the wind round and rips the leaves off the trees and raises the water and stirs everything up into one big old pot like the monster out there. Listen. Listen and you'll hear it.
The storm dies down. The heartbeat continues. Tip holds his chest. He looks around for someone, for something, but he is alone. Instead, he sees a light illuminating a doctor's office. Daddy is there sitting on paper. Tip joins him and plays with germy doctor's office toys. The heartbeat dies down. It is morning. Tip starts to make too much noise with the toys.
Tip, quit playing with those things.
I like them.
Don't matter if you like them. They ain't yours. Put them back.
They're just sitting there. I ain't stealing them or nothing.
Tip, do as I say. Put them away.
Daddy.
Put them away.
He doesn't. Daddy hurls a toy at Tip and hits him. They're quiet for a bit.
Best do as I say, boy. Got that?
Yes, sir.
Next time you don't go and get Lady Sumatra, all right?
It was shaking all on the ground and wouldn't stop. I didn't know what to do.
I was just cold. I don't mind sending you over there to her place during the day and getting you out of my hair, but don't you go and get her next time. I don't need to see that woman. Don't need her help neither, that's for sure.
You gonna keep shaking again?
Don't know. Guess we're gonna find out.
Where's everybody going this time?
Huh?
Everybody's leaving because the storm's coming back. Where are they all going?
Don't matter.
Everybody's gone. Hopscotch and his mama left this morning, and old Betsy came over and took her cat back and left. And Lativia and Marvin weren't at school yesterday. Sutcher came over and to the house this morning and said that if things started falling apart real bad, that he was going to grab his Nikes and he and his sister was going to go out the window and then get in their truck and flow up on the roof and then sleep in the truck.
If that ain't the dumbest plan I ever heard.
That's what they did last time. That's what he told me.
Well, at least they staying. All them other folks just a bunch of pussies running away like that.
A nurse enters with test results and an x-ray. Tip goes around and looks at the doctor's supplies in the room.
How'd I do?
You gonna teach me how to swim, Daddy?
Not now, Tip.
Well,
I mean later.
Tip, go play with those toys.
I thought you said I wasn't supposed to.
Do as I say, be quiet.
He does.
How'd I do?
well, test didn't come out so well. And unfortunately, we don't have the facilities here to treat your disease. So we're going to
Whoa, hold on. What? My what?
Unfortunately, your blood shows traces of
My what?
disease.
Ain't nothing wrong with me. I feel fine.
That may be true, Mr. McCooey, but the tests show traces of chemicals.
And I ain't about to go no some other hospital.
Do you fish, Mr. McCooey?
Yeah, I fish.
Take this prescription to the drugstore and have it filled immediately. It'll keep you from being nauseous
What
for
you
now.
talking about immediately?
The tests show traces of chemicals commonly
I don't
found.
care about the goddamn test. Just tell me what you talking
Well,
about.
if you would...
Just tell me what's wrong with me.
We don't know. We don't... The tests show traces of
I don't
chemicals.
care about the test.
Mr. McCooey, if you can't control yourself, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Now, the tests show traces of chemicals found in polluted water sources like the Chattahoochee.
The water's fine. Been drinking out of it for years since I was a kid.
Well, I'm sure it was fine, but it's not anymore. When that storm came a few years back, a bunch of runoff got into the river and started infecting everything in the water, including the fish. Now, I don't know what exactly you have, but if you're fishing out of the hooch, you're going to have to stop. If you're bathing in the hooch, you have to stop. If you're drinking out of the hooch, you have to stop, okay? Now, get that prescription filled. It'll keep you from getting nauseous until we can transport you to another hospital.
I don't need nobody telling me what to do.
Mr. McCooey,
I'm not leaving, all right?
Mr. McCooey, I don't mean to upset you. I just know a lot of people down in the river tend to... I'm just trying to get you this medicine so you won't...
So I won't. What? What if I don't take it?
You have to.
The hell I do. I ain't got to do nothing.
I wrote down that the pharmacist can give you a discount.
I don't need no fucking
You don't
handout.
understand. You
I don't need no help. I got it all under control.
Simultaneously, lights come up on Lady Sumatra in the classroom. She wheels out an old overhead or slide projector. She digs through some files and pulls out multiple slides.
You have to take it.
Chip, get your stuff.
You have to take it. Otherwise your heart, your blood, it's contaminated. And you don't have much to... I'm sorry, but you have to take it.
Lady Sumatra projects her slides onto the uneven walls of the room as she teaches.
Listen up, y'all. Listen up. Y'all listen to Lady Sumatra.
Lady Sumatra looks at the images that take up the entire classroom.
I'm just trying to
I
help.
don't need no help from nobody.
Lesson 1, tigers.
I want a new test. I want a retest.
This here is a tiger.
We've run the test multiple times.
I want a retest.
We can't do that.
I got a son. I need a retest.
I'm sorry, Mr. McCooey, but there's really nothing I can do.
A fearsome creature that can do a whole lot of damage.
I want a retest.
It's not gonna help.
Daddy flips out. He thrashes through the room, knocking things over, kicking toys. Lady Sumatra flicks through some slides of the tigers. Daddy grabs the finger prick and starts pricking himself.
Daddy!
Go run!
Mr.
Go run!
Mr.
Go
McCooey,
run!
stop that!
Daddy!
Stop that! Doctor, I need a doctor! Daddy, stop it!
How much I need for a blood test? Answer me. How much?
Daddy, stop it!
Tip stops him, grabs the prick.
Daddy, what the hell are you doing?
Let's go home.
Daddy, you can't do that to yourself.
You don't get to tell me what to do. Let's go home.
Tip, are you listening?
What about?
Daddy goes to smack Tip. It's scary. Tip winches.
Shut the hell up, Tip. Shut up!
Daddy withholds.
Go home.
Tip, pay attention.
Tip can't move. Lady Sumatra throws a peach at him and hits him in the head.
Pay attention, child.
Tip leaves the doctor's office and takes his place in the classroom, sitting on the floor in front of Lady Sumatra.
You're wrong. I ain't gonna stop. Don't need no help. I got it all under control.
Daddy rips up the prescription and leaves. Lights go down on the doctor's office.
Now looky here.
She flicks back to the beginning of the slides.
Tigers.
Turns around, looks around the room.
Where the hell all them other little kitties go?
They left.
Left to where?
All their mamas and daddies heard the storm was coming and they left.
Bunch of pussies! You ain't a pussy, are you?
No, Auntie Sumatra.
Good. Where was I?
She finds the slide she wants to start with.
Tigers. Fierce creatures with big yellow eyes that can do a whole bunch of damage wherever you find one. They got beautiful fur. Orange and black and white, but don't let their prettiness fool you. Nah, they fearsome as hell! Every tiger's got stripes like this. And if some fool was stupid enough to grab one and shave off its fur, that idiot would still see the stripes, because they're not just on the fur. Stripes are on the skin too. Every tiger's got stripes, but they're all different from each other. See this mark on his forehead? Looks like the letter in Chinese that means king. People think they're the kings of the world, but really it's the tigers. That's why tigers gobble down their prey, because they want to show that they're the best of them all. They stay lean by swimming. They ain't like them stray cats around here. Tigers are the only ones that swim, and they attack from behind. See this mask? And this boat? Last time the storm came, I sailed to India, where I got this mask. People there walking through the forest have to keep a mask on the backs of their heads like this to scare tigers off and keep them from pouncing on them.
Out of nowhere, she throws another piece that hits him in the head.
Lesson 2, you gotta be ready. Now when this storm comes back, you don't know if it's gonna come up in front of you or if it's gonna pounce from the back. You gotta be ready. You need yourself a mask. That's what we're gonna be doing in here. Preparing. You can work on one of two things, your mask or this boat. Find what you need and get started. Don't rush. We'll be working till we's ready to fight. We gonna be ready, you can bet your ass. Mask of boats. One of them's gonna help you.
Tip starts making a mask. Lady Sumatra examines the pieces of her boat. She gets to work. She notices Tip holding up paper to his face, measuring his eye holes.
You like making stuff? Come here. Come here and help me with this. If shit starts getting real bad, I'm gonna float away on this boat. It got me to India once and it can do it again. If you ain't got no place to go when things start falling apart, you can come with me. Just get your daddy to sign your permission slip.
I thought you was gonna stay.
I'm staying. But, I don't know, the storm's looking real bad this time. I don't know if there'll be anything left in the sprawl when it's done. I'm just preparing is all, just in case things get real bad. Don't you worry. I'm gonna make sure you don't get gobbled up.
They work on the boat.
Your daddy picking you up today? They say what's wrong with him?
He failed his test. He's mad at you.
I know he didn't want to go. I know he didn't want me to come pick y'all up and bring y'all into town, but when shit gets bad, you can't just act like nothing's happening. Sometimes you gotta do things you don't want to do. Sometimes you gotta get help from someplace else. You understand?
They work on the boat. Daddy never comes. The shack on the hooch. Nighttime. Tip comes into the shack from school. He takes a catfish from out of the cooler and a piece of cornbread from a cabinet. He eats the catfish with his hands, picking out the bones. He grabs a marker, sits on the mattress, and draws on the wall. Marker is in one hand, catfish in the other.
I like making stuff. I can make things make sense. See?
Tip gets his mask from his pile of stuff. Mama appears from out of the cooler.
Lord, that fish stinks to high heaven.
She looks back in the cooler and grabs leftover chicken.
Don't eat that. Here,
Oh, I like catfish better.
it'll make you sick. Eat this.
She hands the chicken to him. She waits for him to do something. He looks at her.
Well, at least put it on a plate and eat that cornbread over a napkin. Don't need to get crumbs everywhere. Who taught you your manners?
Tip puts the catfish back in the cooler, puts the chicken on a paper plate.
Is he gonna die?
Don't think about that. He ain't your problem. You worry about yourself.
Mama picks up the banjo. She plays a song and sings a bit, perhaps a Billie Holiday tune. Daddy walks in. A bunch of tigers growl behind him. He shuts the door behind him. He doesn't see them. He sees Tip.
Oh, shit. How'd you get home? Tip, answer me.
I walked.
Shit, I won't forget tomorrow, all right?
Daddy looks for food in the cooler, but there's only one catfish left. He notices the smell.
Jeez.
I'm making a mess. You wanna see?
This the last catfish?
Daddy, look.
I asked you a question.
Yeah. Daddy, look at my mask.
Daddy grabs the fishing poles and his bottle of bourbon. He starts to usher Tip out of the shack and up to the bridge, but sees the chicken in his hands.
The hell you doing eating that chicken?
The catfish smell bad.
Give me that.
But I'm hungry.
I'm saving that chicken for something special, all right?
He takes the chicken and throws Tip the catfish.
Here, eat this.
It'll make me sick.
No, it's fine. I've been eating catfish for years, man.
That's why you're sick.
You'll be fine, just like your daddy.
Daddy grabs the fishing poles again, along with a blue bottle of mimosa wine. He ushers Tip out of the shack and up to the bridge.
What'd I tell you about taking the last fish? When we got one left in the cooler, you leave it and tell me so we can get some more. And it's yes, sir, not yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sit on the bridge, fishing.
I'm tired of fishing all the time.
We gotta fish if we want to eat.
I want chicken.
Doesn't really matter what you want. Catfish is good for you, good for the heart. Here.
Daddy tosses him the catfish. Tip looks at it, all the bad stuff inside it.
Just eat it, Tip.
Quiet. Tip eats a little piece and gives another to Daddy.
Thank you.
Tip tears off a piece of his catfish and hands it to Daddy. He tears off another piece, looks at it. He decides not to eat anymore. He tears off more pieces and shares as they talk. Daddy drinks. Tip listens to Mama's song. She's singing.
Can I play banjo while you fish?
Folks who's gonna help get dinner.
I can leave my pole up right here and watch it.
No.
Can I work on my mask?
What mask?
The one I'm making.
No, just sit here and be still. I like how quiet it gets out here. It's all gonna be yours one day, man.
Quiet. Mama keeps playing. Tip starts to cry.
I don't want you to die.
Oh, come on now. Stop that crying, man. Man up. How am I supposed to call you man when you're crying like that?
Tip stops.
You know I got it all under control. Every man's got to die. My daddy died, his daddy died. My daddy drowned. Had a real bad storm when I was little. Water got real high, none of us could swim, so my daddy put floaties around my mama's arms and mine, and we floated up and busted through the roof. Every man's got to die. It's all about how you go out.
I don't want to die.
No, you still got plenty of time.
How am I gonna know when I'm about to go out?
I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. It ain't gonna be in no water. No, sir. It ain't gonna be because of no hurricane.
He scares me.
Who?
The hurricane.
It ain't nothing to be afraid of. Can't control itself. It's got to answer to a woman. Mother Nature, man. It's got to do what she tells it to do.
Can't you tell her to stop?
No, she's in charge. She's the man.
She like Mama?
Shoot, she's just as crazy.
I wish she hadn't gone. When's she coming back?
She loved you too much. You know how it feels when you get all hot and sticky. All you want is to rinse off in some cool water. That's how much she loved you. Loving you so much, she got to be too hot. That's why she done went and swam away.
Quiet. A quiet roll of thunder along with a tiger's growl are heard far off.
I'm scared, Daddy.
And
Mama left before she could teach me how to swim. I could get lifted up and thrown in the river, and I could sink and eat up all the water and trash and swell up and drown and die.
don't worry, man. You're gonna be fine. You trust me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you don't need to worry. You're gonna live 100 years.
I don't want you to die neither. Can I get some floaties?
No. You got something better.
Daddy comes down from the bridge, rummages inside the shack. He gets his razor.
Come here. Let me show you something. Come on. This was my daddy's razor. He taught me how to shave. Now it's about time for you to learn too.
But I don't even got any hair on my upper lip.
Don't matter. Can't be afraid of no dying. You gotta learn how to be a man. A man ain't afraid of dying, and a man's gotta shave. Look here.
Daddy takes a peach from his hat.
You got as much hair on you as this peach right here. Feel it. Go on, feel it.
He does. Daddy takes his razor and starts to shave the fuzz off the peach as carefully as he can. A ritual, a rite.
Now the trick is to keep your hands steady like this. Up and down. Up and down. Like this. Don't get to going sideways, else you cut yourself. Up and down. Try. Yeah, that's right. Good. Good. Now for the real thing.
Daddy lathers up some shaving cream and puts it on Tip's face. It's probably not clean cream. It's definitely not neatly applied.
Go on ahead.
Ain't you gonna show me first?
You just did it. Go on ahead.
Tip starts hesitantly. Daddy eats the peach.
Up and down. Up and down.
Am I gonna cut myself?
Not if you do it right.
Am I doing it right?
Not if you keep talking like that.
Daddy, you do it.
Ah, don't be a pussy, man. Keep going. There you go.